The NiceLabel Designer Express offers the most affordable way to print labels from a database. This video will demonstrate the most commonly used features within NiceLabel Designer Express. Designer Express is designed for basic labeling for small business. You can design basic barcode labels in minutes and use Microsoft Excel as a simple database. Some of the main benefits are you can easily create barcode labels. The Designer Express, the wizards will help you quickly and easily design these templates so you can start printing finished labels in just minutes. You can also print to any type of printer. The Designer Express delivers maximum performance and control of your label printers when used with nice drivers. You can also use any laser or inkjet printer. The main database to use with Designer Express is Excel, or a CSV file. If you're already familiar with Microsoft Excel, why not use it to improve your labeling? Rather than create 10 identical labels, design one and use 10 rows of spreadsheet data instead. So basically, this solves your basic labeling needs. Designer Express, it includes all common 1D, 2D, and also composite barcodes. Variable text and barcode fields support database prompts, counters, and date and timestamps. When you open up the NiceLabel Designer Express, you can click the New Label button to open up the Label Setup wizard. This will allow you to open up and select your printer that you want to use for this label. Once the printer selection is made, you can click Next, select any available stock type from Avery label sheets, or just continue on and create your own label template for standard thermal printers. Then your label layout is optional. You can select portrait or landscape, adjust rotation if necessary, and then select your label width and height. Now clicking Finish, we have a base label template on the screen. Now from here, the left toolbar is where you can interact with adding text elements, barcodes, pictures, or rectangular objects and lines. To simply add a piece of text, click on the text object and left click on your label to drop it. Now you can type in either fixed text or variable data. From the font selection, you can adjust your font appropriately with different font styles and sizes. Now clicking Finished, my text object is dropped. I can drag this object from the corners to increase or decrease the size of the piece of text. In order to create a variable text field, I can click the drop-down arrow to the right of the text object. From here, I can click on New Keyboard Input, left-click the drop on my label, and now I will type in a piece of text to prompt this print operator at print time. In this example, I'll show Enter Product Code. You can set a maximum amount of characters that this field will allow. Clicking Next, I can adjust and add any prefix or suffix that would go before or after that piece of text. Now clicking Finish, my text element is now dropped. So this is a variable field with question marks showing the 10 available characters. If I want to adjust this to raw data, I can go up to the View menu, change it from Normal to Data. And I can see this field is empty until I hit the Print button, and now I can enter in my variable information and even preview it. The same course of action follows for barcodes. You can simply create a fixed barcode by clicking on the drop-down arrow and click on Fixed Barcode. Enter your barcode data. Click on Define to adjust the type of barcode available from any linear or 2D barcode. You can make adjustments to the check digit, human readable, or symbol height or width of the barcode. Clicking OK and Finish, now I have a fixed barcode as a code 128. And you can also drag from the corners to adjust the width and height of this barcode. For a variable barcode, if I want to key in information at print time, I can click on New Keyboard Input and follow the same steps that I did for the text variable object. Now, beyond text and barcodes, I can also add variable fields for counters or date and time fields. If I click on New Counter and click on my label to drop it, I can choose a starting value, a maximum amount of digits. In this instance, I'll just choose 3. You could also prompt the user to enter in a starting value at print time, and then you can see the visual preview of what this serialized counter looks like. You can adjust the step increments or change the value every so many labels. And I can also choose to roll over this counter when it reaches a certain value, such as 999. Now, clicking Finish, I have a new counter created. Also, under the Text Object menu, we can create date and time fields. To create a date field, I'll simply click on it and have many different options under the date format to choose from. I can set date offsets depending on if this label needs an adjustment. The time field is the same exact process. I have several different formats to choose from, or I can also customize it by typing in the specific characters. If I want to create a new database connection to an Excel file, for example, I can go down to New Database field. Or at the top of the screen, I can click on Database and create Database Connection. This will allow me to browse my PC for a specific database file. In this instance, I'll show a Excel database connection. I can see a preview of the different fields available and click Open. Now I have the available tables to choose from. Clicking Next, I have 4 different field headings that are available, signifying the different types of variables that I can add to my label. Under the Records Printing option, I can select what records I want to print. In this instance, I can print all the records from the table, or I can select and choose what record to print at print time. The second option is to specify how the label quantity is defined. I can print one label for each record, or a database field can contain that quantity, or I can enter a different quantity for each record. And the final option here is to define how you want the selected database field to be used on the label. So I can add a text object for each of those 4 fields and automatically drop them on the label so I can move them around, or I can link to them later. And I can see the 4 fields were indeed dropped, so I can move them around and individually place them in different areas of the label. Now from here, if I click on Print, I can see the different input fields I have. I'll enter a serial number. Now for the Select Records option, I can select the different records that I want. And under the next column, I can modify the quantity. Now clicking OK, I can click on Preview and preview what this label is going to look like as it changes different variables and proceeds through the various records in the Excel file. On the right side of the screen, I have my alignment options. So I can select different fields, left align them, right align, center them, and even vertically or horizontally space them equally. So if I select many different fields, I can make sure they're all vertically spaced equally here and appropriately aligned up. And this is really ideal when you have many different fields or addresses and you want to exactly align them up and not have to visually align them. If I click on any object, I can also choose this rotate, so I can rotate it on the screen very easily. If I want to add any line objects to separate different fields, I can do that from the left toolbar as well, or add any circular ellipses. And we also have an inverse field, so you can change the text from black to white and create the reverse background. And this is specific for certain types of compliance labels. Under the different edit fields, you have standard undo and redo options. You can insert different images. You can zoom in and out, display a grid, so you can see appropriate areas on your label, dial in different fields, and visually align them. Otherwise, if you even want to add a picture, you can browse your PC. NiceLabel includes some sample graphics, so I'll simply click on this JPEG image, and now I can drop it on my label and resize it. And make sure to contain that field on top of your label and not outside, otherwise that field will turn red. When it goes back onto the label, it will turn back to black, and it is now printable. That concludes the entry-level label design with NiceLabel Express. Check out NiceLabel.com for more brochures and details of how Express compares to the other label designers offered.